You came back! The last video, I talked about why I'm starting a new niche site all about the cocktail industry, and it's called Slightly Pretentious. Most people hate that name. I think it's hilarious, so we're rolling with it. If you haven't checked out slightlypretentious.co, go do that now. There's a link below. Sign up for our newsletter. I'm only sending one email a month all about whatever cocktail stuff I have deemed interesting for that month, so you're not gonna get bombarded with emails, but go check that out. But in this video, I'm gonna talk about exactly how to start a niche site this year. I created a post a few years ago all about how to start a niche site. It's the most popular video I have ever done. It's been watched almost 200,000 times. But now we're gonna talk about how to do it now, because times have changed a little bit. There are elements to it that are the same. Being able to tell a good story and give people a reason to want to continue to check back in. That hasn't changed. But so there's some strategies and there's some things that have evolved a little bit. So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do to grow my cocktail related niche site in 2020. And I'm gonna show you how you can do the same thing as well, no matter what industry or niche you wanna get into. So if that sounds interesting, hit subscribe right now so you get all the videos with all the updates related to this. We're gonna roll the intro while you hit subscribe, and we'll come back, teach you how to build a niche site. So do that. Roll the intro. Okay, so these days, the first thing I think you need if you want to have a successful niche site is there's gotta be, we just kind of mentioned story, there's gotta be a good story behind it. You've got to give people a reason to get emotionally invested, give them a reason to want to keep coming back and reading about what you're doing. So I call this the hook. What is your hook? With Location Rebel, when I started, it was my bucket list. I was trying to cross off one thing a month off my bucket list, and I was writing about it. With Breaking 80, it was my quest to visit the top 100 golf courses in the US and then subsequently in the world. And I was writing about this, and there weren't many people that were doing it. So it was easy to tell people, oh, that Breaking 80 guy, yeah, he's trying to go to the top 100 golf courses. Pretty cool. He's writing about it. He's got all sorts of photos. It's great. So for Slightly Pretentious, my hook is I'm trying to go to the top 100 bars in the world. I've already been to over half of them. It's something that we've been doing in our travels over the course of the last couple of years, and it's been a lot of fun. But while this site was initially just going to be about bars, I kind of had a realization, is that there's not many people that are searching for bars like this. There's not a whole lot of search traffic if you're looking for the Connaught Bar in London or the Dead Rabbit in New York. Sure, there's a little bit, but one, these terms are relatively hard to rank for, and two, there's just, even if you are ranking for them, there's not going to be enough traffic to make it worthwhile. So I started thinking, it's like, okay, how am I going to evolve this in order to actually get traffic and get people to the site? Well, that's where cocktail recipes come in, because there is a ton of search traffic for things like how to make a martini, how to make the best old-fashioned, Christmas cocktails, New Year's cocktails, champagne cocktail. I mean, literally the list is endless, and a lot of those terms get quite a bit of search traffic. Again, they're not the easiest to rank for, but over time, you're creating something that has the potential to start getting some traffic because there is search traffic there. So the bar stuff, the stuff that I'm really excited about, exploring all of these new places and the hotels we stay in along the way and how the bars fit into the city and the neighborhoods that they're in, that's the stuff I kind of geek out about. I'm using that as the hook. That's the thing that is memorable. That's the thing that's going to make someone say, oh, yeah, I'm going to check out this site and see how this quest is going. But then it's the cocktail recipes. Those are the things that are going to actually suck people in and actually get search traffic. So you might stumble upon me by searching for how to make an old fashioned, and then you see, oh, he's had old fashions in like 77 different bars. Let's see what the best one is, or let's see what the stories are around those cocktails. So that's kind of the crux of it. I'm using the quest in order to maybe get people to write about it, get some backlinks that way, get people emotionally invested, and then I'm using high traffic search terms for how to make specific cocktails and things like that in order to get the traffic. And on top of just cocktail recipes, I'm going to be creating posts like best cocktail equipment, best cocktail books, best cocktail gifts, Those are all terms that have good affiliate potential to actually make money off of, but they're also things that people are searching. I've talked about in previous videos how well I've done with best golf gifts. So cocktails, same thing. You've got just as many people that are into cocktails in the world as there are into golf. So I think there's going to be a lot of potential to not only get some search traffic there, but also to potentially monetize it down the road. I also want to make it clear that the one thing that's worked well for me when creating a niche site has been not to worry about making money. You want to build trust with your audience first. So I didn't try and monetize Location Rebel until a year or two down the road. I didn't try and monetize Breaking 80 in any kind of significant way until like 3 years into the site. And I'm not really worried about monetizing this. I just want to build up my content. I want to build up my reputation. I want to build up, trust with the audience. And then when the time's right, I can try and, try out some more monetization strategies. But early on, I'm really not concerned about making money. And I think that that's going to help this be successful. That's what helped Location Rebel be successful early on. That's what helped Breaking 80 be successful early on. And I don't think this is going to be any different. Okay, so let's pause for a second. I know this is all about how I'm growing my niche site, but really this is also about how you can grow your niche site. So think about that. What's your hook? What's the thing that's going to set you apart within your industry and make your site or your story memorable? What can you do that's just a little bit different? Maybe it's a little bit harder than what anyone else is willing to do. And how are you going to tell that story? What are the high search traffic terms that you feel comfortable writing about? Get a tool like SEMrush is what I use. I love this tool. They've got a free 7-day trial. I'll link below to that as well as to my review of the service. But really spend your time doing your keyword research and figure out, find dozens of higher traffic keywords that you can write content around. The more content you create that's all related to your topic, the easier it's going to be to start getting that search traffic. And if you've got that good hook and that good story and that thing that's memorable that people want to share and want to, link to, then you're gonna be able to start getting some of those backlinks that are gonna help prop up your site and again, make it easier to rank within search. And on that note, that's one of the things that I'm really going to focus on early on, where I said, I'm not really worried about making money. I do want to see the traffic grow. I do want to see some potential in the future. As much as I'm doing this just because it's kind of a labor of love and it's something that I want to document, going to all these bars and kind of doing the quest, I do want people to enjoy it. And I want to, get some traffic out of it. So to do that early on, I'm going to try and get as many backlinks as possible. I take that back. I'm not trying to get as many as possible. I'm trying to get a handful of the right ones. What are the cocktail industry websites that would want to tell the story? Visiting the top 100 bars in the world, kind of a unique thing. And it's not like I'm just getting started. I've been to quite a few of them. So who would be interested in telling that story, sharing that story, and linking to my website in the process? Maybe I do that through being on podcasts. Maybe I do that through guest posts. Maybe I do that through, pitching people on the idea of an interview. Those are all different ways that I can get backlinks. And with every single one of those, it's just going to add to the trust factor and make my site that much more authoritative in the eyes of Google, which is eventually going to make it easier to rank for those hard to rank for search terms. Also, one of the things I can do is because I've got a little bit of an audience already with Location Rebel, which I do quite a few podcasts for, I can mention this new product on here. So even though it's not quite as beneficial to get a link from, say, a business marketing or an online marketing blog as it is a cocktail blog, that's still a way that I can leverage what I've already created to build up some backlinks. If you've already got something online or you've already got a brand in a different niche, so this is a way you can potentially leverage that to give yourself a little bit of a kickstart when you're first getting going. So what's next? How else am I going to create this thing and actually get it off the ground? Because I started Slightly Pretentious almost a year ago, and I've written maybe 20 posts on there, but I've never told anybody about it. It gets really zero traffic to speak of. So how am I going to grow it? Well, we talked about some of the strategies, but one of the big things is I've just got to do a better job than everybody else that's writing about the same things. If I'm going to write a best cocktail books post, it's got to be better than all of the other best cocktail books posts. One of the things that I think can help with the success of that is doing individual reviews on each of the books. This has been one of the things that's worked well with Breaking 80, and one of the things that I think has given me some authority is in my best golf gifts, I link back to all of the reviews that I've done around all those products. I've probably already reviewed 70% of the products on the golf website. So Google, if it's being logical, it says, okay, here's the best golf gifts. He's already reviewed all of these gifts, so he probably actually does know which one is the best. So if I've got my 12 favorite cocktail books and I do reviews over each of them, and then I link to my best cocktail books post, that's going to give that post a big leg up compared to someone who's just going to go to Amazon, find the 12 most popular books, and write a blog post about it. And then along with trying to do a better job with the content I create, that it's not just about the reviews, it's about the photos, it's about the writing style, it's about the consistency. I'm really trying to treat this, even though it is kind of a side project and just something I'm doing for fun, I am trying to, maintain a certain level of professionalism. And, that can be easier said than done, but that's what I'm striving to do. Professionalism while still having personality and being interesting to people. And then finally, the last thing I want to do is I want to meet as many people within the industry as possible. I've already met a lot of bartenders and bar owners, cocktail writers through the quest already. Just sitting at bars across the world, it's amazing who you'll meet. I've met a lot of really interesting people, but the more people you know within an industry, the easier it's going to be able to grow the brand and what you're doing. All it takes is a few people. They're like, that's really cool. I'm going to tell the people that I know about you and what you're doing. And that's how something takes off. So this is the first time, the last video where I announced that I was starting a new niche site. That was the first time I talked really about it publicly. But by doing this, I'm kind of committing to myself that, hey, I'm going to grow this niche site this year. I'm going to, against my better judgment, jump into the world of cocktails and put my writing out there, and hopefully prove that you can still build a niche site. You can still grow traffic to a new site. It is possible. And I'm going to add this to my completely random assortment of online businesses. We've got golf and a private club membership aspect of it. And then we've got how to build an online business and the membership site aspect of that. I don't know what membership site I'm going to create around cocktails, but I feel like that's the trend that this is going. So who knows? So anyway, that's how I'd go about creating a niche site this year. I would create content that's better than what everybody else is doing. I would do my research to make sure that there is a lot of search traffic for the key terms that you are writing about. I would have a hook, have something that's worth sharing, worth retelling, and worth people saying, hey, that person's doing something really cool. I want to tell somebody about that. And then also get to know as many people within your industry as possible. The more people you know, the more opportunities you're going to get for publicity or to have your information shared or your website shared. It simply never hurts to know people. So if you're in the cocktail world and you're into spirits, hit me up. Let's chat. Let's do something. But with that, I think there's still a ton of opportunity in niche sites this year. I think that if you can also really focus on your photography, potentially add video, it's going to help it grow even faster. And so I'll report back, I don't know, once a month, maybe once a quarter with how this is going. I'll tell you if it's growing. I'll tell you if it's working. I'll tell you if I'm still excited about it. Who knows? In 3 months, I could be like, too much work, I'm out. But for right now, I'm very excited about it. So if you have questions about this, if you have questions about how I'm growing my niche site this year, leave a comment below. I would love to talk to you about it. This is something I'm really excited about. And I truly think that anybody can create a niche site around something they love that's not only going to make them money, but also give them all of the benefits of being in a specific niche, being in a particular industry, where there are so many fringe benefits you don't think of, whether it's, press trips or free stuff or whatever it is. It can all be stuff that really helps you enjoy your hobby more. If that's interesting to you, go check out Hobby Hacking. That literally is the course I'm going to be following as I create all of this stuff. It's the course I created all about how to start a niche site. Go to locationrebel.com/HH. You can learn all about it. And if it's something you're into, then we can do this together. We can grow our niche sites and take over the world. And, okay, maybe not take over the world, but you get what I'm saying. So with that, if you enjoyed this video, if you want to learn more about how to build a lifestyle business, whether it's a blog or a niche site or a freelance business or an e-commerce business, that's what we teach you. That's what we teach you how to do here on this channel. We got new videos every Monday and Thursday. Make sure to hit subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time we got a new video. And if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. I love the thumbs ups. I'd like to see a lot of thumbs ups on this video. And with that, I hope you have a great day. Go check out locationrebel.com for more online business goodness. And now, this is like the third video I've done in a row, and I didn't even bother to change my clothes. So You're probably seeing a lot of the same stuff. For that, I'm sorry. But now I'm done. Have a great day. See you soon. Double peace sign. God, now I'm back. This was a thing like a year ago. I was doing the Knicks and we're done. Peace.